Hey folks, Stephen Lucky here with Gardopia Gardens, and welcome back to the Growing Our Future podcast, where we speak with people in the educational, health, and environmental sectors about the great work they're doing to make our world a better place. This is part 2 of our podcast with Talking Tree Farm and the great farmers Sarah and Sylvain. They are doing some amazing work here in the San Antonio region, so let's learn about their permaculture project and what they're doing here to grow healthy communities. You mentioned about markets, all right? So y'all are at a market right now. Tell me a little bit about that and how can I support y'all at the market?
Come get drinks.
Yeah,
Okay.
currently, our booth, if you want to say, at the farmer's market, we go to the Pearl Market every Saturday and Sunday, and currently in the summer it's 9 to 1, along with Saturdays are all the other farmers, and Sundays more of an artisan market, but still has a lot of great product that you can shop from. And we, I want to say our booth evolves constantly because it's just we have a farm. Sometimes I feel guilty that we don't bring more because we have so much available to bring to the community. But you also have to understand that it's like so much work. And you don't even really know what everybody wants,
Sure.
You'll always get that person like, oh, do you have this? I'm like, yeah, at the farm. I'm sorry. Because if I brought it and took all the time, like only you would have bought it, but then everybody has their own little thing. So we need a market. We bring drinks, and that does really well for us to support our project and our mission and what we're doing here. And we switched from vegetable production. Silva is an amazing market gardener, really amazing. If you look back on our pictures on social media, it's Talking Tree Farm. We have an Instagram and a Facebook, I think. I don't know Facebook, but you can see the vegetables that he would bring. And when we started having children, this was a challenge financially for us. Just to think about what future we want, all the, with kids and what they need and that income. And I wanted to stay home. I was teaching in the school system. Okay. And we transitioned from vegetable production to fruit production, but not immediately, but because we planted.
We plant the fruit right away when we start. That's the first thing I plant,
Here.
Yeah. Okay. But, the fruit, they take a couple of years before they produce.
Yep.
So now they've been 5 years old. They probably another 2 years before we can, sell it pump them out.
I'm so excited to bring fruit to market again because we just talked about eating a fresh apple and just having fresh, available, seasonal fruit, and we have a lot of diversity. Maybe it's small scale, maybe it's a bucket of each, but we're bringing the excess of what we have to start. These trees get big, but we have a lot of diversity. This year alone, we're harvesting for ourselves in preserves like peaches, apples, Asian pear, fig, persimmon, pomegranate.
I realized at the market that nobody was doing fruit. You can find peach,
blackberry.
You can find peach, and then you can find peach again. And I was like, I grow so many species on my farm. Why everybody just grow peach? And then through the years, those species start to produce and be like, nice, and then actually you can grow so many fruit here in Texas, and I'm so exciting what's coming over there.
We're on a nice
because we have so much stuff.
It is exciting, and for everybody else, it's exciting for everybody else because it's like now you have if you walk through the food forest and you see the fruit trees, you're like taking notes. You're like, I can plant it. I did not know apples grew here. Like growing up, I'm like a beautiful.
There's
apple
not
tree.
a lot of apples here.
I'm like I write it all down, and then these are things.
What variety was that we had?
There's few. The one you had was the Anna.
Anna?
Yeah.
Anna apples?
Yeah, and I got 3 or 4 species.
Yeah. No, I liked it. I've seen a lot of successful green apples, but that one had a nice little pinkish yellow hue to it.
If you just go to chill hours on your tree, you stay below 400, you're pretty good.
So about how many chill hours do you look for here?
350, I like it. 350, it's a good number. You'll get fruit almost every year.
All right.
After you find a lot of 450. 450, it's getting more tricky. Yeah.
And you have to be careful because you'll go shopping at nurseries or Costco or any place really, and then some of the trees aren't even really fit.
They're like made for Dallas area.
Don't assume and buy a $60 tree that tree is going to be good for this space, even just because they have them there.
Yeah, I made that mistake. I ordered a ton, just different varieties, and one was pear. It's a pineapple pear.
Oh, yeah.
It sounds really good. Ooh, that sounds tasty. And I planted a apple, like a Granny Smith apple. I planted, I think, a purple fig. And then I planted the pineapple pear. And I forget what kind of peach I planted. But those 4, I planted them all in a row. next to the Hugel Mountains by the greenhouse in the back.
Mm-hmm.
And 3 of them doing pretty good. I mean, they're about like maybe 50% of the size of this tree. They're a good 10 feet tall.
Nice.
But the pineapple pear is just like,
Yeah, probably
happens.
suffering.
Always.
boop. I'm like, we just need to get you out of here.
Yeah.
Like,
Sometimes it's about finding a different spot.
Yeah,
you know,
sometimes could be the spot, could be the chill hours.
And that's all we learn. I mean, like, non-stop.
Yeah.
little microclimates.
But yeah,
they
if
can
you stick
develop.
below 400, you know, there's so much you can grow here. And then you can play with microclimate to, you know, protect a tree from a building, from the north wind, or, you know, by the water. Or that will help, you know.
And y'all are doing rainwater collection. You have a little tropical garden as well. What's your favorite thing about the farm? If you had to say one thing, you're like, I really love this.
I love my tropical greenhouse because
Tropical greenhouse.
I live in Thailand for so long, and that's
you know,
I love bananas and big leaves and papayas.
Yeah, for sure.
I like to drink my coffee there in the winter. It's
Yeah,
nice and cozy.
What about you?
That's really hard to say because I can't say that my favorite thing about the farm is the diversity.
I mean, yeah, for
Because
sure.
I think I love just continuing this mission of diversity and seeing the different bugs and birds and wildlife be attracted to their host plants, and so just constantly the evolution of the land as we human input, you know.
I see a lot of change in 5 years since we started, because when we start was nothing, you know. So we have to.
Did you have to clear out a lot? Was there a lot of brush in here?
Was like just brush,
Just
4 acres of brush.
Wow.
And then every year, you know, you can see the difference, because every time you had the structure, you had the greenhouse, you had, you know, every time you plant a tree, you create a new microclimate, you know, and that microclimate will slowly bring new things, new evolvement, you know. And in 4 or 5 years, I saw so many new species coming to the farm, from birds, frogs.
The Google Maps should be cool. Hopefully, y'all are screenshotting
Before and after.
it.
Before and after,
Yeah.
So you
time
definitely
lapse.
see change when you start, you know, putting trees and then a pond. The ponds brought a couple of new species of birds. Now we have wild ducks landing on the pond.
Wild? Those are wild ducks that just came?
Yeah, they just come and chill on the pond.
That's cool.
Yeah, so I think the diversity is my favorite thing with seed, with everything, with wildlife.
Yeah, no, I think having, from what I see right now, you know, it's beautiful. It's end of spring, right? We got about a week left in spring officially. But, you know, we've had a mild spring so far. Last year was a drought, right? So it was really tough last year, but hopefully the tide is turning. And so as the tide turns and y'all continue to cultivate, some things are changing for y'all here. What does the future look like at Talking Tree?
The same as it always is. It's a
just keep going,
keep
you know.
going.
Keep going, keep growing.
At the end of every summer, especially, it's like
It's
you know, a low point a little bit.
The temperature breaks definitely.
And
Like right, for sure.
From fall to spring, we plant 100 trees every year.
About 100 trees a year is what you shoot for.
You know, we always add new stuff. You know, like there's always, you know,
things to be done.
Yeah, but y'all are moving here.
Yes.
Right?
Oh,
Okay.
yeah, that was who you were mentioning there. We are. This past year, Silva's been very busy converting a school bus.
What?
And
Converting a school bus?
It's like custom built. It looks really nice. Anybody who walks into it's like, what?
Yeah,
this is not what I was expecting. And I'm like, yeah, I know. This is gonna be great.
Looking good, looking good. So y'all bought a bus. What was the catalyst to say, I want to live in a bus on my farm?
We just want to live at the farm.
You want to live at the farm. That's number one.
Yeah.
With a small budget.
Small budget.
For sure. Okay. It's affordable as well.
Yeah.
All right.
That's really the direction that we were going, and we explored lots of options. And the bus seemed really sturdy, a nice.
What other options we are looking at?
Yeah, like RVs.
Okay.
We look at
Earth homes.
Which is actually the Earth home for me is still on the priority list here.
Sure.
And maybe that's the next step.
Yep.
To work with the clay.
I've never been. Have y'all ever been there to Taos?
Clay.
The Earth ships. Have y'all been
Yeah,
there?
those are nice.
Ship are fun.
We would have we worked with an architect, our friend Austin, and he's helped us design something. So those sketches for me are still like that. That's my future home.
Yeah. Well, you got plenty of space.
Lots of courtyard space.
Sure.
Just an adobe rectangular structure, very cheap to build, very simple, but like efficient with energy.